So, what's up, man? Let's
So
try this
let's
again.
just get into it. Go,
Yeah.
go, go.
So we'll start. Ashton Hall, right? Came out. He's a fitness coach online, sells a supplement. He's a businessman. Okay, at the end of the day, and I don't know too much about him. I just know everyone's talking about him. Okay. He put out this short on YouTube of him doing his morning routine. Wakes up at three some in the morning. Always had this weird blue water with him. Must be a brand placement. And he would just go through his morning with us, right? Rubbing bananas on his faces and doing a little exercise, swimming in the pool. Seems to know the lady with the towels. Anyways, but people are clowning on him for some reason, and I'm like, I'm not really sure why. Maybe because of the outlandish nature of his morning routine. It's from 3:52 to 9 something. He's got a lot of things going on. I'm blurry as hell. Thank you, Logitech. So a lot of things going on in his morning. Some people commented saying, "Wow, he does more than in 6 hours than I did in a week or something like that, or in a day or whatever." Okay. So the
Mhm.
guy's like Superman, right? And the whole world is kind of like clowning on this dude, probably because maybe it's very corporate looking. Maybe it's because he woke up with nose strips and mouth tape and rubs banana peels on his faces and dips his head in cold water twice and has his what I assume to be his girlfriend making him breakfast and whatever and some very nice outfit she has on. And then he's talking his online peeps talking about 10,000 something dollars. I don't know what. Anyways, people are clowning on him. But it's not the first time we've seen these morning routine type videos before. So why is this one different? Now you watched it. I want to know why do you think this one is different?
Yeah, this one, I think it was making fun of all the other morning routine videos. And I think that's where the exaggerations comes in. Because one, he's starting at 3:30 and ending at 9:50. That's already half your day gone before he starts actually doing work. So that's one reason. The banana peel, I've never seen that before. The third reason is it almost looks like he's in a hotel and
Yeah.
he's getting served countlessly. And I think that's a knock on a lot of people who have a lot of money and who, let's say, they're successful. They have a lot of money, and then they're able to buy time with that money, as in, okay, I can contract this out to different narrators to do this, or I can get people to do my food, or I can get a fitness instructor or to do this. So I think and that was kind of hitting on the general sense of these fitness influencers just to be not really connect with their viewers
Hmm.
because most viewers aren't going to have be in a hotel. They're not going to be have people serve them food. They're not going to have all this exorbitant time to just do these morning routines and to work. Or it's like no, people have 9 to 5 jobs. Yes, morning routines are important, but it's not at the you as I think the video is trying to explain. And oh my God, this is the end all be all. Oh, you need to have this morning routine, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna like not be as sexy as because half the time he has his shirt off too. I
Hey,
swear he's like flexing for people, and I don't I just it's so over exaggerated
yeah.
that lends me to believe that okay, he's making fun of all this morning routine
Yeah.
videos and stuff like that.
That's a very interesting take. I didn't think of it like that, right? Um, for personally, I looked at it and I was like, man, you know what? I'm black. I wanna be, but I want to be that buff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to look like him. Now, of course, I'm never gonna look like him because that's his body. His body's different than mine. But I don't know, just something about it for me, man. I just like I've always shit on those morning routine videos in the past, but now it's just like some of that stuff he was doing where he had some good stuff, right? He was writing in his journal. You and I both knew
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
This man was listening to, I believe, Mike Todd, who is a very famous Christian speaker. So he was listening to Mike Todd on his phone, He started his morning with God. I mean, it even says on his profile, Jesus is king. So this is a God-fearing man, it's a godly man. Oh my God, is that the first mosquito of the year? Oh, I need to absolutely terminate that thing.
Yes.
Anyways, um, so he had, and then he, this the little push-ups he did in the morning. I mean, that's cool. There were a few moments where he was meditating. I thought that was wonderful. It was you couldn't. He would just sit there and he just like had his eyes closed. And I was like, all right, this guy is meditating. There are a few other things he did. The water, the ice water in the bowl and putting his head in it. Well, I ain't doing that, but I mean, he did that a couple times, So I don't know. I look at it that this man clearly knows something that we don't, right? Put his banana peel on his face. Why? Right? Why? There must be some reason. I've never seen that before.
One thing I just realized too is all those things that are pretty profound start at the beginning, and then it gets progressively more over exaggerated
Yeah.
and absurd and weird or because once you started going into the pool, all getting down, people giving him towels
I saw
and people
I
serving him food, and then that's when the banana peel happened. That's when I started being like, oh, and then doing the ice pack twice. I'm
yeah.
like, wait a minute. Because like you were saying at the very beginning, it's like, okay, I can get down with this. You're journaling, you're meditating, you're going really fast because these times are like a couple minutes
Yeah, they were
apart.
it's
All
quick. It
right,
was
so
very
I'm
quick.
like, uh,
Yeah.
kudos to you, I guess. But then when you get halfway through, it's like, okay, he's going a little out the side window, doing things
Yeah.
repeatedly, going until 8 o'clock when he woke up at 3:30, and so I think that's another or sign of it's a little over exaggerated,
Yeah.
because it's clumped like that.
There was a
But there, like you said, there is good things at that beginning
yeah.
that we can take from it. But I think that's another or thing why I think that short's so brilliant is a lot of influencers take things that are actually very profound and good for you, listening to audiobooks from people who are not inspirational, but have a lot of knowledge, as cold showers, or as meditation, journaling. Those are all great things. But a lot of these morning routine videos, they blow it out of proportion
Mm,
and then use it so much that it's oversaturated. Now
yeah.
people are like, oh, that's another meditation video. Oh, that's another journaling video. Oh, that's another or talking about God video. It's like, no, these are actually poignant things you can do in your life, but you're so oversaturated with it that it's like you don't understand how important it might be.
I think what lost people was the business call he was having when he was talking about just like a random figure of money. The banana peel. I will say that one couple things that made me laugh that I was just like, that's hilarious, is the woman who is making him food. And she brings like this nice breakfast out. And at first I was like, oh man, that's his wife, that's his girlfriend, whatever. But then he takes the food, he's just like, thank you. And he didn't even say like he's like, thank you, baby. Oh, I love you. Nothing. He was just like, thank you. Like there's some random woman that he picked up in his video. I was like, wait a minute, that can't be his wife. Can't or his girl. Is that how he talks to him? Thank you. Like what? I was like, I was laughing about that.
It's
Um,
good.
and then when the lady that gave him the towel, it's like, oh, that just worked there. Like she smiled, like hey, maybe she knows him. I don't know. I don't know where the heck he was at. It looked really nice, swanky, five-star hotel, right? I thought that was hilarious. Like everyone's just out here to serve him. Just like you were saying, like he's the king of this place. But I don't know. But besides that, at the end of the day, I do think that there is a lot to be said of maybe the video itself is satire and it's kind of and it's a little overblown. I feel like there is some things to take away that are good, you know. Um, there are some good things in that video where we should be emulating in some aspect in our own lives, right? So, you know, doing something good for your body in the morning, skincare, brushing your teeth. I mean, the guys' first thing is brush your teeth. That's we should be all be doing, brushing our teeth. Um, but I think part of it too is I mean, let's be real. The guy's a fitness coach, right? So he's very his body is came first for him. Okay.
Mhm.
They say, at least in my life, I found like when I take care of my body first, my mind works better. So, um, this dude looks great. He's not gonna lie. He's a good looking guy. He's got buff as shit. He's got,
Who's
good
last?
proportions. He's huge, right? Um, so it's more of, for me, it's more of like, maybe this routine looks crazy and out of place, but there is something to be said. This man is doing the best he can. He might have built all of that by himself. I don't know this guy, so I have no idea. But if we were to look at it as either fake or a little bit of fake or a little bit of real, there's still little bit of reality in there. This guy is very well put together. He didn't get that body by sitting on his ass, right? Um, he is in this nice place. He has connections. So can we be the best man we can be? Are we able to do similar things like that? I think we are. We absolutely are. Okay. There's a study that talks about, when you wake up at like 5:30 a.m., start your day, you're just gonna be more productive. Like, especially when you do like healthy things for yourself. I mean, that's kind of obvious. You don't even need to study to know that. Okay. Like, if you wake up and get your things done, start with meditation, or not even meditate. You don't even have to meditate, but it's good. But like, if you just have a nice little time to yourself in the morning, fulfill your mind, fulfill your body a little bit, your day is going to be better, man. You're going to be more accomplished. You're going to be more productive. So people may be clowning on this guy, but there's some validity in what he's showing. All right. I don't find the validity in some of it, but there's still good. Right. And another thing I want to talk about was, why did that blow up? Why did this video get so popular? Why is everyone talking about it from a social media standpoint? I mean, it's not like he made this. I mean, okay, the title of the video, right? You went to a conference recently. I want you to talk about that. And because in this conference, you learned about social media.
Mhm.
So, what do you think? Why do you think this video blew up?
Well, I'm not no expert by no means, but I think you said something important, uh, how he looks. This man is probably the closest thing you can get to a male god.
Yeah. This
Honestly.
guy looks like
Yeah,
Superman, dude. Yeah.
yeah, he looks like, and then he shows it off in the video.
Okay,
One
so
of the,
the thumbnail was great. The thumbnail
yeah,
worked for him. Yeah.
but one of the main thing, one of the number one things I've learned from the conference I went to is connect with your audience. It's not about you, it's about your audience.
Yeah.
And what is the one thing men are very self-conscious about? Am I doing good enough? Am I looking good? Like, does that girl look? Does she like me? Hey, do I look good? It's like I'm not good enough. I need to do more. I need to do more. Or
Mm.
so just by showing his physique and then implying that this morning routine is how he got there, immediately connected with with an audience of 50% of the population, males. Because
Probably more than that for his demographics too.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And just because he knew what his audience, what their perspectives were, he might have knew what they were self-conscious about,
Yeah.
and he did something to access that. So it was, I guess, to answer your question, he just knew his audience and also knew this sphere he was talking about.
Yeah.
And that's probably why it blew up, all those things together, and then much more that I don't know. So,
Well, people talking about it sure made it blow up even more. I'm just curious on why he took it down. That's what I'm not sure about. The video's not available anymore. Why? Why? Right? Wouldn't
yeah,
that amount of exposure and publicity be good?
yeah, it probably. And another thing that you talked about, it goes back to our conversation about social media influenceability.
Yeah.
So just being influenced, you talked about the comments. how some of these guys were like, "Oh my God, like he's doing all this and I can hardly do this in a week." Let's say this video is uh, a play on sarcasm. How influenceable is that? It's like
Mm.
I know for me, I will take it more as a satire because I've been in those situations where I'm waking up at 3:30 every morning to write, right? And I'm doing all the meditation, doing all the things, and I still didn't do half of that stuff, and I still felt run down,
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, but with people who don't have those experiences that I've had of having to waking yourself up at 3:30 every morning for 6 months, something like that. If they don't have those experiences and then they try it and then they fail, well, what do they think about themselves?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a failure. So, uh, I know if it was me posting that video and it blew up, and it's definitely a video I would do
Well,
just
let's
to.
hear it, man. What would you do for your what I want to hear about the Matthew Norman Raw Lion host, co-host routine. What's going on, man? What are you doing in the mornings, brother?
In the mornings, so I keep it. Actually, can you
You got
see
a
that?
list.
Yeah,
Nice, man.
yeah.
This guy
So there's
already has a list with check marks and everything.
yeah.
Man,
This this is how I keep my sanity. This is and with all the stress of the week and a half before leading up. This is what helps me, and I actually you can see it. It's divided into three parts.
yeah.
You got the morning, afternoon, and then the end. So, oh, I just found these things help me throughout the day to just keep me grounded in the things that I actually want to do and also maintain my general health, mental health and physical health. So
Yeah.
to go through them, I'll go. Do you want me to go through them all or
Oh, take me through a Monday
okay.
morning.
So oh yeah, so mornings, I used to stretch in the mornings, but it just took too long. For me, I like doing just when I get up, I have three books that are one a day for just one page of knowledge, like the Daily Stoic. And that's the actual book title, y'all. So the Daily Stoic, it's a great book.
Yes, it
I
is. It's a
read
wonderful
it.
book.
Yeah. But I have three of those books. I eat my breakfast, which is always cottage cheese, nuts, berries, and honey.
Every day.
Yeah, usually every day,
Nice.
unless I'm like vacationing and traveling. And then I go outside, read those three books, and then meditate for 30 minutes. And then afterwards, I take a cold shower. So I feel like I, for me, that takes about an hour. And I feel like that's a good enough time because if I start going over that, it, I feel like I'm not getting into actually the meat of my day.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wasting it, not wasting it, but I need to get going. I can't be going. That's why I would like to do 45 minutes of meditation. It's just too long.
Yeah,
I've
I
got
feel
other
it,
things.
man.
Yeah, I could definitely do it, but there's other things I want to do in my
Yeah.
day. And so that's the morning. So midday, I get so some kind of physical exercise, 10 to 15 minutes of stretching, and then what I call mental. So during my lunch, read an article and do Duolingo. So I get on it, you know.
What's the streak at, man?
It's at 91, I think. You
Very
hit
good, brother.
400 recently, right?
That's huh?
You hit 400, right?
Yeah, I hit 400 a couple days ago,
Hell yeah, bro.
yeah. So God, keep that streak alive, man.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And like we said, we both love Duolingo. definitely
Yeah,
go. Oh,
it's
try
a
that.
great, really seriously good platform. I love it. Good platform.
Mhm. And then yeah, and then end of the day, I do. I haven't been hitting it as much, but trying to get back onto it. I tweet one quote I think that is inspirational in the day.
Yeah.
And vlog. So I just put on the camera and I just talk about any philosophical ideas I've been thinking out about through the day, because that's not for my audience, that's for me.
Hmm.
And I haven't told anyone really about that account just because it's literally just me thinking through these ideas because I want to think through the ideas. That I haven't been doing as much just because this vacation's been crazy. But
Right.
and then my last things I'm doing each day, last thing is journaling like at least a page, and then trying to just lay outside and see the stars for about 10, 15 minutes.
So
Helps me.
you have a fairly packed, busy day, right? You got a lot of things that you do, right?
Yeah.
That maybe in your eyes don't take too much time, but for other people, maybe that's like, wow, like I don't do any of that stuff, or I do some, only a couple of those things, right?
Mhm.
Now, but when you start your morning with those activities, the meditating, the cold shower, this, well, you don't really stretch as much, you said, but the readings, how does that set you up for the rest of your day?
Oh yeah, that's we'll go through each one. So the reading, it's I think it's important for me because it doesn't happen often, but there's just some days where I just don't get any philosophical readings or listen to philosophical or do these kind of talks. And that's an important part of my life. So being able to have these books and just do it right at the beginning, I don't have to feel like at the end of the day I didn't do anything
Yeah,
tailored towards our philosophy because I did it in the morning.
yeah.
I made sure to get it done. Meditation helps me so so many benefits for me for meditation. I think one that I just read about and that I um, connect with deeply is it helps me focus a lot more. Eh, it's something about getting up and sitting down for 30 minutes and just letting all the clutter kind of just go by and you just observing it that helps reinforces your consciousness to be able to pick the things that you actually want to focus on and then be able to focus on them and let the other things, other thoughts that go in through your mind to pass by.
Mm,
And definitely for me, meditation has been that for me. And then, of course, I think it helps immensely with depression, anxiety, and it actually, when I went to this conference, the first day, I was in that shitty hotel, and I kind of was having, uh, I think, not a nervous breakdown, but anxiety. Maybe not anxiety attack, but my mind was just rolling through just how shitty it was, how terrible it was. It was blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
And I had to actually think of myself as someone different, as a different person, that I was dealing with another person and told myself, okay, I'm going to sit down with you and just deal with you.
Yeah.
So I just sat down in 15-minute meditation and I just let all observed what my brain and mind was thinking and going and let it run its course. And pretty much at the silent points, just saying, it's going to be all right. We're good. We're sitting here. We're all right.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we're good. I was good. I was fine. And so that's why I meditate. Another reason why I meditate every day is to observe what isn't my consciousness, and it's just the monkey mind that's going and what my
Yeah.
body and that we all experience, right?
The monkey
Um,
mind is real, man. With the symbols too. Always
yeah,
making noise,
yeah,
man. Always clapping, making noise about something.
Hmm. Absolutely. And then cold showers, they just have immense benefits for your health and also
Yeah,
just your dopamine levels too. It's like, I think this studies say that you get the same dopamine high as you get from cocaine from cold showers.
really.
But yeah, but instead of a spike with cocaine, it's a gradual over the day.
Yes.
So, Dopamine Nation is a good book if you want to.
What is it called? Dopamine Nation?
Yeah, Dopamine Nation by Anna Lemke.
I want to look
She
that
just
up.
talks. Yeah, it's an amazing book, and she talks about just how our brain processes pain and
Pain
pain
and
and
pleasure.
pleasure. Yes, pain and pleasure.
Yeah.
And the number one thing I got out of that was pain and pleasure are processed at the same part of the brain. So you can't have any pleasure without a reciprocal of pain. So you see this with alcohol. You get so much pleasure in the moment, but then you get the reciprocal of pain later. And it's the same thing with cold showers. You get a initial pain, but then you get a reciprocal of pleasure later on
Interesting.
because
Interesting.
of where
Yeah.
it's processed in the brain. That's another good one. So look that one, read
Mar
that one.
Marcus
So,
Aurelius talks about in meditation, there's a whole part about pain versus pleasure.
mhm.
And, a life of basically a life of pleasure leads to pain, and a life of pain will lead to pleasure, right? But not pain like, you know what I mean, like working hard, doing the things that may not be fun in the moment for a greater good, for a greater purpose. So, uh, cold showers is not easy. I find that what's helped me is I start out kind of warm and I slowly bring it back
Mm,
down a little bit each way until I find a comfortable level where it's cold, right?
right.
I'm not bathing in freezing water, but I'm bathing at a cold temperature, enough where you feel your muscles tense. You feel your muscles begin to almost sculpt themselves. And then you feel
Mhm.
like your goosebumps and your hairs. Enough where you feel it. You know when your body's reacting positively to a cold shower. It's good. And then when you leave, you feel great. Like you feel completely
Oh yeah.
refreshed. You know? Um, I still gotta give you some insanity points for when you came over to my crib and it was about 5 degrees outside and you still took a cold shower. I almost put my heat up to 80 for you, but it looked like you were okay. You came out the shower shivering. I said, "Yo, you're nuts, dude.
Yeah.
You're nuts." But it's good, man. That's discipline. That's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
and that's a great morning routine, dude. That's a wonderful morning routine. It sets you up for the day. And I know for men who are suffering, or men and women who are suffering from mental health issues, I mean, sometimes just it's tough. We both know it's very hard. But like one small thing you can do in the morning that's positive for yourself, you just got to find what it is, can make or break your day. Usually it makes it, right? Um, I mean, I remember being down in the crib, man, depressed, and just getting up and taking a shower was all I needed. I'm still depressed, but taking a shower was like a win, man. You know what I mean? So start small, right? If you're not waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, that's okay. You don't have to, but it's good to like work towards something that makes you feel accomplished. Okay. Um, I'm not waking up at 5 in the morning, but I understand that right now I'm going through some life changes, and I'm like, you know what? I want to commit to waking up earlier as an adult and getting my things done in the morning because especially if I've been working from home, but that's going to be changing very soon. I might have to go back into the workforce. And I do my narrations on the side. So there's not a lot of time in the day for me to keep doing the same thing. So if I'm waking up, I'm going to be waking up in the morning. I do very similar. I do two yoga routines in the morning. A one to wake myself up and a one to push myself, like a strength one that's pretty tough. um, brush my teeth, everything like that. If I need to take a shower or do a body, just a rinse, whatever. And what else? I do read, right? I'll read the Bible. I'll read the Daily Stoic, and I read a book by God, I can't remember his name. I'm gonna find it. But it's a devotional for leadership, and it uses Christian scripture to to lead. It's a leadership devotional. I believe the guy's name is John. It's John, but John C. Maxwell. So it's called Leadership Promises for Every Day, John C. Maxwell. And if you want to have learned scripture, that's a great book to learn scripture because each page, 365 days, has scripture that tells you about leadership. So, and then I journal. I write about what I'm reading, right? Especially things that may pertain to me, right? I'm reading Proverbs right now, which, whoo, man, if you never read Proverbs, shout out to Steve Harvey, man, because Steve Harvey said it best. He said three books you should read in life: Power of Positive Thinking, wonderful book, uh, the How to Think Big, and Proverbs. Proverbs is going to absolutely humble you, man. The Proverbs is crazy, dude, because it will tell you about your sins to your face. Um, so great thing to read for the Bible. So, and that honestly, man, that starts my day phenomenally,
Mhm.
the best. Because there are times, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be like Ashton Hall where I'm waking up and I'm right to it. I'm not going to be like that at the start. Okay, I struggle to get out of bed. All right, I'm sitting there like, wow, it's early as shit. I don't want to leave this bed at all. But eventually, but if you got to push yourself. Um, but I think the morning routine is so important. It's really a game changer for your life. Having some sort of routine in the morning. I mean, even if you wake up at 7 a.m., it's all good. You know your day.
I wake up a lot later than that too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, see, exactly. It depends on what you have in your day, what your schedule looks like. All right. What you're doing at nighttime. Okay. I mean, if you're chilling in the crib all day and whatever, and you don't have much going on, at least start your morning with in a positive way, a good routine, because there is pain from the pleasure of doing nothing. Okay. There is pain there. It hurts. It hurts your human soul to have no purpose, to have little purpose, right? Especially for men. Um, a man needs purpose, whatever that means, whatever that is for you, right? Some people have God's purpose, but there's also you can have more than one purpose. Some people's purposes are their family. Some people's purposes are their career. All right. Some people's purposes is finding, I don't know, every known rock in the world. Who knows what your
Mhm.
purpose is, but have a purpose, man. And it starts with having a routine, having something in the morning that wakes you up and drives you. So ask yourself, what drives you? What drives you, Matt?
Oh, that's awesome. That's a big question.
It is, man. Take your time.
No, I think I the first thing that came up, and I think it's pretty spot on, is just my love for humanity.
Mm.
You know, you're gonna make me cry, but just
Yeah, softy over here, man.
yeah, no, I'm definitely more connected with my feminine side than a lot of other men I've noticed. I'm definitely still masculine and
Yeah.
just for me, definitely interested in women and just have more of those masculine, like you said, purpose driven, mission driven. But for me, I'm definitely I have something I connect a lot with my feminine side, and I think that goes to my reason is yeah, just my love for humanity. It's this is why I always urged you to read, and hopefully everyone else to read Record of Ragnarok, that Hercules and Jack the Ripper fight,
Yeah.
because it shows you how unconditional love can change even the most wretched of human beings. Just you being able to give your love to the world, to another person, and to do it unconditionally, whatever they do. is you might not change their behavior and the person you're interacting with, but other people notice that. Other people all take it into their day and carry it with them rest of their day and maybe their life too. And I don't think we emphasize that enough. I don't think we emphasize how just loving other people can just make such an impact in other people's lives. And I think that goes into a little bit of my idea behind what I think God is, and also uh, my love for the life and cosmos, and you could say God too, but that's a totally different subject I really don't want to go into
Oh
right
no, nor do
now.
we have time.
No, no, yeah,
We're at two
exactly.
minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay, okay. So one thing I wanted to say, hey, for the people that are listening, you talked about depression, anxiety, morning routines, helping them. I think what's really important is what Stephen R. Covey talks about in Seven Habits is uh, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual.
Yeah.
Doing something in each of these domains can help you become more or meaningful, have meaning in your life. Because I noticed that I was doing three of the things, but spiritually I was so out of whack. But I can see how other people can be the same thing, do all three of these things, but not physically be physically healthy, or
Mm,
not interact with people,
mm,
or not be intellectually or thinking about how gaining knowledge and improving.
yeah.
So those four aspects, I'd advise people, hey, look at those aspects. If you don't have any of them, just pick one of them and improve. If
Yeah.
you're lacking one of them and you're not liking your life or you're frustrated, maybe improve on one of them, on the one that you're lacking.
There's what is it? It's like you start with the body, start with the body. The body feeds the mind, right? I mean, without the but your mind sends signals to your body, but if your body can't react to those signals, how is your mind gonna do what it's supposed to do? So start with the body. Okay. That means wake up. Who knows, man? If you're just getting started, go for a walk. It's the easiest thing you can do. Go for a walk outside. Okay. Go for a walk outside. Okay. There's there are spiritual properties to being in nature. Nature can be very spiritually freeing. And that can it doesn't even mean you don't need to go into Neverland, but at least like go outside, get some sunlight. Or if you love the being at nighttime, if it's safe in your place, go at night. Start with your body. Walk. Read something that you enjoy. Read. Talk to people. All these things. And if you're religious, talk to God. And if you're not religious, you can spiritually you can spiritually embrace your soul by just being in nature, meditating, or picking up a
Yeah.
book, picking up some scripture.
Yeah, or reflecting on yourself.